Welcome to lesson 4.2.1. How can I compare the data? Okay, let's just be honest. What we're going to be talking about here is mean, median, and mode. There's a frog jumping contest. So I think we're doing problem 424. And this is actually a real contest that takes place. It's out in, if you actually look it up on YouTube, the Calaveras County Frog Jumping Contest. This is a real frog jumping contest. Actually, the video on it's quite hilarious on it. So if you got time, go ahead and look at that. But here is some data from the 2008 contest and the 2009 contest. Now, I know we're going to put this on here and they're going to ask questions like what's the range, what's typical length, and all that kind of stuff. What I'm going to do is a little bit different. There's a resource page that went along with this one, and it looks like this. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to find the range, which, again, the range, for those of you that don't remember, is your longest jump minus your smallest. Your highest number versus your lowest number. That makes up your range. So the range in this one is going to be somewhere, let's see, 31 minus 16, somewhere less than 20 when you get your answer for that. The mean, which you all should know, is add up all the numbers. Mean is the same as average. Add them all up, divide by how many there are. The median is your middle number. If you get down to two numbers, I think you might, then you got to add those two numbers up and divide by 2. And your mode is which one happens the most frequently. If you don't have a number that happens more than any of the others, then there's no mode. But it is also possible to have two modes. For example, let's say this was 230 and 230, and down here this was 217 and 217. Then you'd have two modes. You'd have 230 and 217. In this case, that doesn't happen, so figure out what the mode would be. You're going to figure out the range, the mean, the median, the mode for the 2009 contest as well. So please pause the video and do that. And I'm back in 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're going to talk about the data and what would happen to it if we adjusted some numbers. So real quickly, I'm going to jump to question number 26 here. 26 says, how would the mean of the data change by affecting certain things? So, for example, what if the 9th place length, which was 182 inches, was included in this data? So, and this is in 2009. So if we go back to 2009, they say there was a 9th place finish down here that was 182 centimeters. If we included that data, what would happen to the range? Well, the range would get bigger. What would it get to? The mean would be different because now we added another number below the average. So what would that do to the mean? Excuse me. You don't have to figure out what the mean is. Just tell me what would happen to the mean if we had another number that was lower than the mean to start with. What would happen to the median? By adding another number that shifts the median just slightly towards that number. And does it affect the mode? In this case, would it affect the mode? Please answer those questions. Pause the video. And I'm back in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm back now. Moving on. Next question on this one. What if the 8th place finish in 2009 was 201? So again, let's go back to this. If the 8th place finish in 2009, this one here was 201 instead of 185, so a little bit higher. Okay, does that affect the range? How? Does that affect the median? Okay, which is your average. Well, if this number got bigger, what happens to your average? It gets, I'll assume you can answer that, and so on and so forth. Let me know how that gets affected. Also, what if the first place frog was disqualified? Okay, so we take a look at our data up here. The first place frog, this 252 frog, he was disqualified. He was on steroids, so they can't use him anymore. Well, now the highest number got taken out. Does that affect the range? How? Does that affect the mean or the average? How? The highest number got taken out. So yeah, that's going to affect it, but how? And does it affect the median and the mode? Let me know those questions too. Pause the video. I'm back in 3, 2, 1, and I'm back. Hey, we're not going to cover stem and leaf in that because it's kind of very useless to you. And we don't need to do that either. So, you're coming to class tomorrow with all those questions that we just answered right here for these. Remember, you're answering those from question number 26, which was right here. A, B, and C. So come to class with those in your notes, prepared to answer that, and we will see you tomorrow.